This whole like podcasting process has been a lot of fun though, because I've been learning
Yes.
a lot about like editing and just being creative. So that's been great.
Hmm.
Um, uh,
Nice.
yeah. Each episode, I feel like I edit a lot faster and do things a lot better, which is always signs for improvement.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, without further ado, I'll introduce the podcast. Hi, everyone. This is Moment of Clarity podcast, where I interview my really awesome guy friends of the nerdier variety.
Hmm.
Today we have the amazing Ron. Ron
I'm
is
amazing.
yeah. You don't think I I don't know how else to
Okay,
describe you. Like what?
that
I feel
works.
like I don't know. I feel like amazing is an understatement, honestly.
I'll take amazing. I'll take it. If you think I'm amazing, I'll take it. And hopefully, the people watching, if you guys feel I'm amazing, cool.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so because you are the superintendent of the school that you work at, correct?
Secretary. But
Secretary.
but if
Sorry,
you want
my
to speak, if you want to speak that into existence in that atmosphere, that one day I might be superintendent of the whole school district. Bet.
okay. Yeah, I'll speak that into existence for sure. Um, yeah. So Ron is the secretary of an elementary school, correct? Yeah.
Correct.
Up in Michigan. Ron is also a co-host of the Melanated Council, which is
Hmm.
how we became close. Ron and I met
Yes.
at being part of the Yang Gang back in like 2019, 2020 on Twitter. And then we created a live stream podcast a little bit after George Floyd's murder. And yeah, we've been close ever since.
Yep.
Ron is also, I would say, yeah, Ron, you're the first father that I'm interviewing.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This is real. Huh?
Yeah, I've interviewed 6 guys. Your numbers, yeah. But yeah, Ron, I'm so excited that you're here.
Yes. I'm happy to be here.
I'll just go right into it. Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
so what got you into like nerdy culture, like anime and video games? Like, did you grow up nerdy?
Actually, yes.
Hmm.
So I grew up watching the Sci-Fi Channel when it
Okay.
was on like cable. And the cable company that I actually watched Sci-Fi on was on Charter. And so it was a part of their package, which wasn't even a package. So it was like you turn on the TV, turn on the cable box, you could get Sci-Fi with free, basically.
Okay.
And so got that, but even prior to that, I got introduced into anime at a very early age. The one movie that actually actually brought me into it, I can't think of the name of it to save my life, but I remember it like as if it was yesterday. It's this school age girl.
Okay.
She has long jet black hair. It's not Sailor Moon. It's not that. I don't know what the name of the movie is, but it's her and this other girl. They're like fighting each other, and the other girl gets beat up pretty badly. So
Okay.
she goes and kind of like builds like a robotic suit to kind of help her get an edge on the other girl.
Mhm.
Um, as the other girl, pretty much the main character, as she's walking, she encounters like different kinds of people. I think there's like 3 scientists that built like giant robots and they fight against her, and she beats all of them pretty badly.
Okay.
Pretty badly. I know this had to be like late '80s, early '90s type of anime. Like the
Yeah.
graphics weren't even necessarily the best. And for anybody who kind of wants to know, it's more so like around about that same year that the movie Akira came out. So if you
Okay.
guys know any movie, if you watch Akira, which is another one that I
Yeah,
got
it's a classic.
introduced to, So that movie that I'm referencing, that was pretty much my start. Those two movies in particularly. And even then, like I said, watching Sci-Fi Channel, watching
Mhm.
oh, what was it? I want to say the old school Mobile Suit Gundam, Char's Rebellion, Pat Labor. What was another one? The original Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
So for anybody that's like super nerdy, so the original Ghost in the Shell, the movie and the actual anime show, that one.
Mhm.
Um, Dragon Ball, of course.
Yeah.
And this is all before like it came on like Toonami. This predates Toonami. This predates every so often on Fox 17 they had anime shows, especially going to school. So like that was my introduction to anime. It's like way before it actually hit like mainstream media. Like I was watching it on videos, so like the VHSs. Yep,
Oh,
definitely. Like I
okay.
said, Sci-Fi Channel definitely. As far
Where were you
yes,
getting the VHSs
yes.
from?
Um, my mom, her ex-husband at the time,
Mhm.
he had a bunch of movies that he had on VHSs, and so that was it was actually by mistake. I found the one that I was referencing, the one movie with the two high school girls. I actually
Mhm.
found that one by mistake. You know, thinking it was one of my movies that I grew up watching and
Right.
whatnot. Yeah, I know. And I sat there and I watched it. I'm like, oh, this is like it, and that kind of opened up my eyes to anime in its own right.
Mhm.
And even then, like playing video games, like I grew up playing on the original Nintendo
Okay.
and
Nice.
had like a bunch of games for it, a
Mhm.
bunch of games. Um, and it was fun. Like I loved it. I loved it. There were some that even still to this day, I haven't even had a chance to beat because, you know, I don't own it anymore or whatever the case may be. But I grew up on Nintendo. Like I said, the old school Nintendo, Super
Mhm.
Nintendo, playing Super Metroid, which was my favorite. Killer Instinct when it came out for the Super Nintendo.
Mhm.
And actually, when I got my Super Nintendo, my mom, she bought it for me and my brother. We got the one where it came with the Killer Instinct game plus the Killer Instinct soundtrack.
Oh, okay. I didn't
So,
know that was even a
yeah,
thing.
that was one. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a huge thing. It was a huge thing. So, I mean, like how nowadays where you get like a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, or Xbox, and it comes with like a game in the DLC.
Yeah.
Back then, like again, when I was growing up, especially here in Michigan, like it was common where you could get a game system with a bundle, and depending upon what the bundle was,
Mhm.
that's what you got. So like, why not? And it was fun. It was fun. I had that one for the longest time. Also had like the old school brick Game Boy
Mhm.
where my brother had Pokemon Red. I had the blue version, and
Okay.
we would battle, we would trade because there were some Pokemon he could get on his,
Right.
there were some I could get on mine,
Yeah.
and there were some we couldn't get on each other on the other respectfully. So we traded Pokemon, and it was fun. It was,
That does sound fun. I had a Game
and
Boy
let's
Pocket,
see.
but I never had the like the connector thing to like ever like trade or like battle or play with anybody because I don't think I've ever done that. But that stuff always looked so cool though. Like when I think back on it, it's like yeah, that was actually very
Yes.
you know like Nintendo's always trying to make people connect in some way, and you could see it from even way back then.
Oh yeah. Oh
Hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, and even then, I think one year my brother's Game Boy, the screen broke. So, or the
Hmm.
covering to the screen that broke, and so my mom went ahead and bought him the Game Boy.
Okay.
Got him that. I still have mine, and um, we still traded and everything else. And even then, I think from there, I went ahead and got, what did I get? I think my mom got me the Game Boy Advance. And so she would kind of
Nice.
do like back and forth. Like if one got one, she'll wait and get the other one, the other. And we still played games together and everything else. And I think the last one she bought, because she asked if he wanted like the Game Boy Advance SP. He was like, nah. Well, actually, no, she did. She got us both the Game Boy Advance SPs,
Hmm.
and especially the one with the backlight to it. Like,
Okay.
yes,
Man,
definitely, yes.
man, the
So
Game Boy Advance
had
SP always looked like
those,
the
had
best.
Nintendo 64. Yes, yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I'm mad that mine got destroyed, but life happens and whatnot. Even my Game Boy Advance, that one got it destroyed too as well.
So
Again,
did you
life
have
happens.
like these
Let's see.
consoles
Had Go ahead.
and like handhelds during like middle school and high school? Like overall, how like what was middle school and high school like? Like did you and your friends like battle with Pokemon or like what did y'all do?
Hmm.
Do any sports?
So, so sports, yes.
Mm.
Primarily football, basketball, track.
Okay.
Um, Basketball was in elementary, middle, and high. Track was during high school. Going back to the other part of your question, as far as battling goes, no, but we did play James Bond GoldenEye a lot.
Of course. Yeah.
We played that a lot on the 64, and there were four controllers. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Uh-huh. We did that
Yeah.
one a lot. We did Perfect Dark a lot.
Yeah.
Mario Party a lot.
Okay, yeah.
Um Super Smash Brothers a lot. Yes. We did a lot. And that was pretty much our way of fighting, I guess. And even then, when I had my Super Nintendo, we had Killer Instinct tournaments where two people go, winner stayed, the loser got off, and it was just a whole thing in its
What do you
own
mean that
right.
was
So
your way of
that was that.
fighting?
Um, um, let's say we had a disagreement, right?
Okay. Okay.
And rather than actually fist fighting,
Mm.
which that sometimes happens, um, we would just go play the game, and that was that. Or we settle it playing basketball. That was that.
Okay.
And it was fun. It was competitive, and at the same time, it was just really just one of those things where it's like it was cool. It was one of those cool things to do. Like, why not?
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then
that's
you asked me about middle school. How was middle school and high school?
yeah.
Whew, okay, middle school and high school in Michigan, especially in Grand Rapids, just to kind of put things in perspective, was very like,
Okay.
yeah, I had my friends who played video games, and then I also have friends who actually were into sports. So I was kind of in the middle between those two. But
Mhm.
also at the same time, I was very short and very awkward.
Oh, okay.
Very short, very
How
awkward.
tall were you?
Maybe like 4, 4'8",
In middle school?
4'9". Not necessarily even 5 foot
Okay.
in middle school. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, I was short. Like there were girls that were taller than me.
Yeah. In 5th grade I was 5 feet
And it was
tall.
just like,
Like I was looking my teacher in the eye, and that's elementary
yeah,
school.
like my 6th grade girlfriend, she was tall. Yeah, she was taller than me. She was taller than me.
Did it make you
and
feel
we
some type of way being shorter than
went
your
to the same middle
girlfriend?
school, went to the same high school. Actually, no,
Yeah.
not at all. Like
Okay.
she, like one year we went to camp, and not knowing this was a thing or not, but I sat down on the logs, and like she sat down in between my legs, and we're just chilling, like not thinking of anything was wrong with it. But people were like, you know you're not supposed to do that. We're like, do what? We're not even doing anything, you know? And when we went to middle school together, we told that same thing. A lot of the girls are like, wait, you two dated? Like, but he's
Oh my
very,
god.
very much ugly. Mind you, I was also in like honors classes.
Yeah. It was just mean that they were calling you ugly to your face.
Oh yeah, like it was common, literally to my face. Literally to my face. I think the two girlfriends I had in middle school, they all were like, why are you dating him? Like he's ugly. Like I wouldn't even touch him with a 10-foot pole. And they're like,
Oh
well,
my god.
he's just a real because he's just ugly. Oh yeah. But even then, like growing up and didn't have social anxiety, but like that awkwardness was still very much there.
Mhm.
Like my teeth were bigger in my mouth than my face, and I also had like a nasty looking chip tooth, and it just added on to that. And so it was just one of those things where it's like I was told literally into my face, not appealing, not attractive, not person that they wanted to be around with. Like
Jeez.
I was more so the one kid where pretty much like left alone by himself, but I wasn't by myself. That makes sense. However, like some of the other popular girls I made friends with, and
Mhm.
they were like, well, he's not a bad guy. Like he's actually very sweet. He's really about his schoolwork. He's about his sports. He doesn't do a whole lot of anything. But like, if we had a chance, like I give him a chance. No, the other was like, nah, 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 couldn't do it and everything else. And really, it was more so the belittling
Mhm.
that I experienced during middle school, and especially once my brother he came up to the honors class at what 9, and even then, that's when I experienced a lot of the comparisons more harshly, very much
Oh,
harshly,
okay.
and so like they would say like, "There's no way you two are brothers. There's no way you two are brothers. Like you look way better than him and everything else." And he was like, "But that's still my brother. Like, what you want me to do? Disown him and whatnot?"
Mhm.
And they really didn't have much to say. Yeah, he may be a little awkward, and yeah, he may do some things that may not be the coolest thing. Like, and so um, that lasted up until high school, where I got my quote unquote glow up,
Mhm.
and a lot of the popular girls back then, when they saw me actually like grow up into my face and grow up into my mouth, my teeth, and everything else, they're like, "Oh, where was you at during middle school?" I'm like, I'm still the same person. I just grew up like very quick. The high school team, like, and even then, like again, with me playing sports and everything else, like a little bit more social because especially in high school, my name got called out a whole lot, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't realize like you were like good." Like, yeah, always been that good. But I was also the same kid who would veg out on the video game for like, yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Okay.
life in high school. But even in high school was a little bit more better. High school, I would say that high school was better. Was
Yeah.
better. Life in high school was better versus in middle school. Absolutely.
Okay. That's good though. It seems like high school tends to middle school is so rough, I feel like for
Hmm.
everybody. Like people are so cruel in middle school. Like I was like bullied in middle school.
Yes.
Like right before starting high school, so I started high school with just no friends and then of course I later made some great friends and, went off to college, made even more friends and
Hmm.
so on and so forth. But I mean, I like hats off to you, Ron. Like I would not have known what to do if I was just like the crap that I went through was insanely rough as well, but like I couldn't imagine just like dating somebody and then people like to your face and their face just saying, "Why are you dating this person? This person's ugly. This person's that's so cruel." That's like no, like hats off to you.
Oh
Was it
yeah.
just like everybody was just like rough and mean that way?
Well, the girls in my middle school, yes. Which is funny because even in middle school, like I had a cousin who was a year above me. He was in the eighth grade, and there were some eighth grade girls that I was I saw in passing. I always said hi to them and
Mhm.
whatnot, and they always conversate. And a lot of the popular girls my um in my grade, they're like, "How do you know them?" Like they know my cousin, and my cousin goes, "Wait, who's your cousin?" And so I point him out. They're like, "Oh, he looks good." And like, but he's just as dark as you. I'm like, "Yeah, like I know that's my cousin. What do you want me to do?" You know, and
Was it like a
even
colorism
then,
thing? Like that's they
like
found
the two girls.
was it a colorism thing where like them seeing that you're like darker skin and they just equated that to being ugly? Where like the pretty girls tend to be like lighter skinned or popular girls rather. I mean, I know that's usually the case when it comes to colorism. Like dark skin is just equated
Actually,
to ugly, which is messed up and incorrect. But yeah,
actually, I would have to say yes. I would
okay,
definitely have to say yes because even my brother, he's lighter than me.
okay, okay.
He's lighter than me, and even then, just to circle back to what you were saying too, like a lot of the popular girls like skin complexion, and it really was one of those things where it was like hurt, but
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily back for it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so even then, like my brother, we like will walk home and we will talk, and he was like, dude, he was like, man, he was like, I knew you told me that they were rough. He said, but different, like
Mm-hmm.
very different. Like, dude, I know, like, but this is what I've been growing up with, and this is basically all that I had to deal with while you were down on the second floor. Like, I'm dealing with this on the top floor. And like I said, the
Yes.
top floor of my middle school was more so reserved for those kids that were in honors classes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So he helped me out a lot.
Because he's your
And
younger brother, right?
mind you, he's my younger brother.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like my oldest brother is like dark skinned and you know, he's my brother.
mhm,
Like I don't really like see like skin tone that much, but like I don't want to sound like that person, but whatever.
mhm,
Cuz like I have so many siblings and we all tend to be like different shades like varying and stuff like that. And I remember at like a previous job, I was showing some of my coworkers like a picture of my brother. I can't remember why, but I was just showing them a picture of my brother, and they were like, like it's like, oh my god, like he's so dark, and I'm like, it was just crazy that that was like the first thing to
mhm,
come out of their mouth. That I was like, uh, yeah, and it was just sort of weird because like growing up, I always considered myself like darker skinned, like dark skinned, but it wasn't until maybe like
mhm,
honestly a
mhm.
little bit after college that I learned about brown skin. like the brown skin tone, which I guess is more so mine.
Hmm.
Because I know I'm not light skinned, so it's just like, oh, it's like
Right.
it's just like there's only light skin and dark skin, right? It's like, oh, I didn't know there was like a middle, but I wasn't really caring about that. But it's I guess obviously a privilege because it's like, oh, I didn't see it, and I didn't think that I had this, I guess, privilege of not being like dark skinned, even though like that's what I like. I don't know, like it's weird, but it's like it was just very eye opening because it just sort of
Hmm.
like it made me recognize like where I am, like where I'm kind of like placed in society.
Hmm.
Whereas it's like,
Hmm.
oh, this means that I'll probably get more like attention because I'm not like dark skinned,
Hmm.
and it was just kind of mind blowing
Right.
because like I would like I guess I'm like definitely like lighter like I'm a lighter complexion than like a lot of my siblings, but of course like I didn't see that, so I was just
Hmm.
like, it's like, okay, I must look
Hmm.
like y'all because y'all are my siblings, and I do look like them, like if anybody were to ask. But it was just like such a jarring moment where I was just like, holy crap, like this is how people might view my brother? Like what the heck? Like what? Like he's
Hmm.
a handsome man,
Hmm.
like it was just kind of like, yeah, like it was mind blowing because I'm like, to me, I'm like, yeah, he and I look alike. Like I feel like he looks more like my mom and I look more like my dad, but he and I still kind of look alike. But it's just it was just
Right.
like it was just weird. I was just like, "Oh, huh." And then I
Hmm.
started to like notice it with like, just like in my family, outside of my family, just like how people like notice skin tones, which is like not really like, I'm not saying I didn't see skin tone, like I definitely noticed how like light skinned women were, treated and like definitely seemed to be like preferred.
Hmm.
Um like I've always, liked dark skinned men. I never like saw dark skinned men as like ugly by any means. We live in a world where like Trevante Rhodes exists. Like you're gonna tell me that like he's like unattractive? But yeah, like it was just very like mind blowing of that. Like I was, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, like it's just like, definitely giving me a perspective of like, oh, this is just like something that's just ingrained and it's horrific. Um but
Right. Right.
I just feel like the black version of like when white people say I don't see color. But but it's like, oh, now I see it, and now it's like I can't see it, and I can't not see it.
Yes. Yes. Right. And even then, just to kind of add on to your point too, L, like living in Grand Rapids, especially on the southeast side of Grand Rapids, that's where I pretty much grew up in. Like
Hmm.
light skinned black people and dark skinned black people, it's a common thing. But the dark skinned people tend to gravitate towards the light skinned black people. And very, very, very seldomly do you see like two dark skinned people like come together. Very, very, I want to say rarely. It's occasionally do you see it. Very occasionally. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen like all the time, you know. And like even then, like my girlfriend back in elementary school slash middle school, like me and her, we were the same skin tone,
Hmm.
and even then they were like, well, you guys are two dark skinned people and everything else. And we're like, yeah, like they're like, but why? Why not? He's a cool guy. And even then, my other girlfriend that I had in middle school, she was darker than me. She was darker than me, but she was more so perceived better looking than me, if that made sense.
Yeah.
And they're like, you could have went. And even then, I heard they're like, you could have had anybody else. Like, why him? They're like, you should like because why not? Like what's so bad about him that you wouldn't, you know? And we fought that for I would say like a good month. And then
Mm.
she had to move. She had to switch schools because she was moving and whatnot. So like we technically didn't break up, but then again we did break up. And so it really was just one of those things where it's like, if if this is the way how middle school life is going to be and life in general, it's like, I'm not necessarily going to shoot my shot
Mm.
unless like I have like for certain that I know that I'm going to um actually date somebody. And I wouldn't say it was rough, but it was really a very much eye-opening experience. And even
Mhm.
some of the popular guys, I didn't befriend them until again my brother came up to the third floor. And so like I had beef with them, but didn't have beef with them. Like I wasn't necessarily cool enough to be with their group, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
And so I think I think the one time I think the one time I actually befriended a lot of the popular guys was when we had a basketball intramural for gym class. I want to say like seventh, eighth grade. We had this little intramural, and like the two guys that I had as teammates, like they were very good at basketball, very good. And they were like, "Yeah, we'll get you because we just need somebody on our team and everything." I was like, "We don't expect you to do a whole lot, but why not?"
Mhm.
And so I secretly wanted to be on my brother's team, and my brother's team captain got somebody else, and he was mad. He was like, man, I wanted you on my team. He's like, because me and you, we play basketball very well, which is
Mhm.
very much true.
Yeah.
And so the two popular guys, when we started first playing, um, they didn't realize like I was actually very good. Like I had a very good defense. I had a really nice jumper, say the least.
Mhm.
And like I actually guarded some of the better players on the opposite team. And they're like, okay, now we see why your brother wanted you in the first place because like you're actually really good at defense. Like you really do make it hard for people to score you. Like, yeah, like that's what I'm good at.
Mhm.
And so of course I have my little game winning shots and I have my little points that I put up and everything else, my steals, my blocks, rebounds. I had all of that. And they're like, y'all, he's actually really cool. Really, really cool. And they're like, I don't know why y'all not messing with him. Like, he's actually a really really good guy, really solid guy. You're like, and there's and even then, a lot of the girls are like, for you guys to say that about him, they're like, we're not buying it, but we're gonna pay a little bit more attention to it. It worked a little bit. Still, it really didn't was put on people's radar. If that made sense,
Mhm.
but I would still kind of view it as okay. We may not want to date you, but you really are a actually good person. Like you really are a good person. Like you have a good heart, and actually, that actually makes you a little bit more attractive than anything else.
Yeah. Do you feel as though did that ever make you bitter in any way? Because I know that there's the whole like nice guy stereotype of like, well, I'm a nice guy, but like women don't like nice guys, girls don't like
Hmm.
nice guys, but I'm a nice guy, and then they're still like treating me like crap or not noticing you or what have you. Did was there ever any sort of
Hmm.
like bitter or resentment towards just like broader women population?
Not at all.
Okay.
It was more so of okay, I know that no one's gonna like me because of my looks. I get that. And I also know that a lot of times, again, like I said before, just being like that awkward kid, yeah, didn't help too much.
Mhm.
I think what kind of set me apart was not necessarily in the face, but in other areas. Like I remember one day coming from gym towards the school, and I was wearing a cutout. This eighth grade girl was like, "You got some nice arms."
Mhm.
And mind you, she said it loud enough to the point all the girls could hear it. They're like, "Who?" And they kind of look like he does have nice arms. They're decently not too big, they're not too small. There has to be than just looks because of the same popular girls. They came to my high school and they were like, okay, yeah, you definitely had a serious glow up
Mhm.
for real. Like you grew up, you're taller than us now, and physically you're physically, and actually kind of like, and especially with again me having A's, A's and B's in high school, and again taking honors classes again, and so that actually helped out a lot. Was I still dating some of the popular girls? Not really,
Mhm.
but was I up there to the point where I could have like a good conversation with? Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So that's good. That it just seems like since this was so normalized for you, it was just like this was just your everyday. This was just like Tuesday to you with um how these young girls would like talk to you and people would treat you. So it seems like you kind of just like brush it off your
Uh-huh.
shoulder pretty much.
Yep, pretty much. And even then, like the one popular girl, she actually started showing interest, especially in our math class because we had math class together.
Mm.
And she was like, you know, now that your brother is not necessarily here, you're kind of doing your own thing and whatnot. She was like, why did I not date you back in middle school? That's a very good question because you are actually one of the ones who I wanted to date. Like you were funny to me. Think we can start dating? I'm like, sure. If not, I'm going to be fine either way. But at least you know where I stand.
Like, was there any like cringy, like stereotypical masculine things that you did as a kid, or like just when you were younger? Like even yesterday, just anytime you were younger.
I would actually say yes. Like I did try to be a player. I know this sounds weird coming from me, but I was it
That's not too
very
surprising.
humiliating. Again, absolutely, absolutely, and even then, like it was just one of those things where it was like, well, why not? Like if I could get attention from one person and get attention from another person with the hopes that they don't run into each other, I'm good. I'm set. Like I'm fine. Did that backfire? Yep, absolutely. Did I have to lie to get out of trouble? You betcha. Absolutely. I'm going to save my face. I'm not going to necessarily care about yours. But yep, I absolutely did it. I wore that T-shirt. Uh huh.
Oh my god!
Uh huh.
Like, how many girls were you
Was it
talking
short
to?
lived? Absolutely.
Okay.
At the time, it was only two. It was only two, and like I said, I didn't expect them to run into each other. I was not thinking that was going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
but it happened. I'm like, okay, I'm about to get out of this one, and I'm going to have to save face because I'm worried about me right now. I can't worry about you. Like, no, like,
Right.
really? You thought that we were dating? Like, she's tripping. No, absolutely not.
Oh my.
Absolutely not.
Like, how did they
Yeah.
catch you in the lie? Because you said this was short lived.
one girl I was talking to. Well, I was talking to both of them at the same time, and the the transit center downtown.
Okay.
And so one was like, "Hey, I'm dating him." The other was like, "No, I'm dating him." They're like, "Well, we'll have to call and see." And so I guess I got put on a quote unquote three-way call,
Hmm.
and they're like, "So so and so says that you're dating them, and so and so said that you're dating them." They're like, "What is it?" I'm like, "Well, I'm only dating you." I'm like, "I'm not dating her." Like, why would you think that? Like, why would you think that? They're like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, I mean, yeah, we dated in the past, but that was that. Like, you are, I'm dating you now. Like the other person, no, absolutely not. And they're like, "Oh, but you said that you loved them." Like, no, did I really say that, or is that what they're saying that I said? And they're like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah, uh, didn't say that, not
Wow.
at all. Like, I don't recall saying that." They're like, "Oh, well, we just wanted to call and see and get the story straight." Like, well, there you go. You got it. So whatever y'all feel like y'all want to do after that, totally up to you guys. Totally on you guys. And then I guess me and my girlfriend at the time, we kind of met up and we talked and we're like, we don't think it's gonna work. I'm like, I don't think it's gonna work out either. Like, no, I think I'm good. Think I'm good. I'm straight and we're just going to be friends and everything else. They're like, you sure? I'm like, I think it's best this way. I think it's best this way. The other person, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not contacting you at
Yeah.
all. Not for a long, long while.
Yeah. So the other girl was on the three-way call and you didn't know?
No, I knew they were there.
Oh. Okay,
They were
okay.
there. Uh-huh.
Cuz I remember like back in the day,
Uh-huh.
like we can't do this now on our smartphones because when you get to like a three-way call, like it immediately says, at least for Android, it says conference call. But back in the day,
Uh-huh.
just on maybe old cell phones, but I definitely know like on like landlines and cordless phones, you can do like you do like a three-way. It's like, all right, like, I'll call like the other girl and be like, all right, I'm going to go talk to Ron. I'm going to go call Ron, just put yourself on mute and I'll see what he has to say. And then like I'd call you and then you didn't know that the other girl was on the line. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And even then, actually, because I know with the phone service we had up here, like it was very common for us to do three-way calling. Very
Mm,
common,
right. Yeah.
especially like with the it was very common because even then, even with my with the house phone,
Yeah.
like we had an option where we could do three-way calling.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it, and I'm like, I don't know how to do three-way calling, so somebody else has to do it. And they're like, really? Like, yeah. Like every time I try to do three-way calling, like I end up hanging up on
Yeah.
somebody and it doesn't go through. So y'all gonna have to figure that one out because no, that's way too much. Way
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, man. Like I thought like they like caught you. It's like, oh, the girl is on mute, wasn't listening. I was like, oh, I know how this is gonna end. But I mean, I'm glad that the girl was just like, yeah, I'm never gonna talk to this man again because he's straight up lying. but, but yeah,
Yeah, that one was like the one time, like if I had to say anything like cringe worthy wise that I did growing up, yeah, that was that. And even, actually, no, I take that back. There was one other time that happened. Oh, so again, remember, I told you guys, live in Grand Rapids, okay? Grand Rapids is not, it's big, but it's not super big, if it makes sense,
yeah.
right?
Like people
And
still know each other.
and again, mind you, uh-huh,
Yeah,
people still know each other, and like I'm the type of person like, yes, I do get out, yes, I get around, and yes, like I know a lot of people. Like I know a lot of people. And I guess back in sixth grade. Yeah. So circling back to sixth grade, like this girl in the neighborhood, like, hey, you want to date? I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I already have a girlfriend. They're like, well, she don't got to know. I'm like, but they probably will know.
Mhm.
They're like, they'll know they're not. No, they're not. I'm like, okay, like, letting you know, like, as of right now, the night is going to come up on you. And why
Uh,
are you not showing up?
um,
Obviously, weird.
your audio got weird.
Like, I have somebody calling me, and I don't see who's calling me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, my phone's going off, but I don't see who it is. All right, whatever. They're
Okay,
gonna leave it.
now your audio is back to normal.
So I guess there was a rumor started that I was dating somebody. I'm like, no, like, why would I do that? And and even then, like, girl at the time in sixth grade, she was like, yeah, they were saying that you're dating with a girl that has bigger boobs than me. I'm like, well, I mean, it's not far from the truth because, like, she does, you don't.
What in the LL Cool J is
That's a
this?
rumor. Like, no. And so again, life in Grand Rapids. Life in Grand Rapids. So I told y'all I had tea. And we was gonna spill the tea. We was gonna drink some tea too. So,
Mhm.
and like I said, it's a whole big and it spread and everything else. I'm like, but it is what it is. I
Mhm.
at this point I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, those were my moments of insanity and cringy and everything else wrong and bad that they ever existed. So take it a tip from me, you guys. Don't do it. Like it's not worth the headache. It's not worth the lies, the deceits, and the go arounds and everything else. So
Mhm.
just if you can, unless you're in unless you're in a polyamorous relationship, that's fine. You do what you do.
Yeah.
Anybody else, it's not worth the headache.
No.
Take it from me. It's not worth the headache.
No, not at all. I really don't understand how people in their 30s have time to
Mhm.
cheat. Like I really don't. It's like, don't you have friends and a job and like a kid or kids? Like I known people who like friends of mine who like tell me like, yeah, this guy boyfriend cheated on me. And it's like, doesn't he have a kid? How did he have time? Doesn't he have a job? What? How do you have the
Oh
energy
boy.
to do that?
Oh, we'll touch base on that one.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll touch base on that one. It's
Um,
I'll say this much, like especially from the people who I've talked to and run across with, like
mhm.
yeah, it's one of those things where definitely have to be on your p's and q's and definitely have to keep up with the lies that you tell and everything else. Otherwise, it's going to crumble before you even start it. I
Yeah.
think I don't know it was somebody who mentioned that in one of your previous interviews. I'm like, yep, I know that one. I understand that one fully. So, uh huh,
Yeah,
uh huh,
it's true. My therapist says like when it comes to like movies and film, there are two words. There's action and then there's cut. So when you're acting and playing a role, eventually it's
uh huh.
like your life's going to yell cut and you can't you can't continue acting and you just have to like show your real self whether you like it or not.
I was gonna say, like a lot of people, they don't like to be authentically themselves because in order for them to be themselves, they would have to like themselves, their flaws, and everything else that comes with it. And a lot of people, they don't like that.
Yeah.
They don't like that exposure, and they don't like that rawness, that vulnerability that comes with
Mm.
it. And it's like, well, I mean, if you want to be a productive member of society and everything else, like, yeah, you're gonna have to show them ugly stretch marks. Yeah, you got to show those kind of like, all the nasty scars and the ugliness and all that other good stuff. There's no point in hiding it because eventually it's gonna come out. It just depends on how you want it to come out.
Mhm. I'm not gonna lie, like, spent a lot of just, like, mental energy, like, feeling as though I have to be, I guess, like, some level of perfect, and it took me a while. I don't know if it's just, like, the whole, like, being an honor
Mm,
student,
mhm,
having daughter of Caribbean parents, like, having to feel like you have to, like, achieve, 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 and it took me a while to just,
mhm,
like, come to terms with the fact that, like, yeah, I am in fact enough and I am not perfect, and there's going to be someone who is going to notice these really weird imperfections of mine, and they're going to find things that I didn't even know about myself. And
uh-huh,
it's just like I just have to live with that. And it was
uh-huh,
just kind of like, just coming to the realization of like, it's like, but like I'm a decent person though. Like I'm a good person. It's not like I felt like I was being, when it came to like dating, I was very hard on like on the men that I would like start
mhm,
talking to. Like I would judge them like very harshly. And
mhm,
like like there really
mhm,
wasn't like any reason for that. It was just, I guess, maybe probably more than likely I was just judging myself really hard. But it's like I had to like step back and like realize like everyone is just trying. Everyone is just trying to do their best. I just have to like really truly figure out like, okay, what is it that I just can't deal with? It was just like
mhm,
a really good like realization, because it's like, well, I can't just act like, you know my farts don't stink, so to speak. um but it was weird. It's like I put myself on a
right.
like I put myself on a high pedestal, but at the same time, like I didn't like feel as though I deserved to be that high. Like I needed to be higher, and I just like couldn't mentally see myself as like just being enough. Like I
Mhm,
am where I am, and it's okay. And so it really took me a long time to just like be okay
mm,
with myself, with my
mhm,
flaws, with my awkwardness, with my with my everything, because it's like, all right, well, I'm enough.
mhm.
I did want to ask, like, was
Yes,
there a cringy
yes,
belief you
yeah.
had when you were younger, and what made you let it go, or what did you do to let it go?
Didn't necessarily have like any, if anything, well, actually, I take that back. I did. So basically, like, again, going back from school year until like school year, like I felt as though the ugliest person on the planet, that nobody would want me for me, and that no matter what I did, like I would still have to deal with the perception of you're always going to be ugly. If nobody's going to accept me for me, and if nobody's going to want me for me and anything else, well, that's fine. Like I could find peace in reading books. I can find peace in playing video games and actually wanting to beat the game and say, hey, I did something. And and for the longest time, like you were saying too, like for the longest time, I kind of like there's always somebody out there for you. It's just you have to find that person, or that
Hmm.
person is going to find you. And when that person finds you, or you find that person, like, okay, it's going to be okay. And everybody else is going to kind of look back and be like, well, we should have grabbed him while we still had a chance. And like, well, yeah, because of perceptions and because of You wanted to keep your popularity and you didn't want to lose your status in the social hierarchy, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You do you. I'm gonna keep doing me. And
Mm.
if you see me later on down the road and whatnot, like I'm just shrug my shoulders, like, so what?
Yeah.
Your loss. I'm living my life.
Right, exactly. What was a defining low moment in your life and how did you overcome it?
Ooh, there we go. Now we're gonna get into some good stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so a defining low moment actually would be my senior year of high school. This would be the year where, again, I'm living in Grand Rapids,
Mm.
um, getting ready to go to play football, but also at the same time, this is also the same year I found out that, you know, I was going to have my oldest. And so senior year. So a lot of things were happening in senior year. Like my senior year
Yes.
of high school, I was sitting at like 3.4, 3.5 GPA. Was really like looking forward to graduating with my friends and really just having like the best moment of my life, right? So my dad caught a case and the court order was if he went to jail for anything for a longer extended period of time that I would have to live with my mom. And my mom, she lived in Kalamazoo, which is about 45 minutes away.
Mhm.
And so if he does something stupid that I have to uproot my life to move to a city that I don't even like to go to a school that I don't even want to be in
Right, yeah.
and do that. I'm like, no, like I don't want to. Like I don't want to. And even then, mind you, within a few months, I was turning 18 as it is, anyways.
Mhm.
So I'm like, no, like I don't want to do that. That's crazy. No. So I fought, and so eventually I'm like, you know what? All right, fine. Let's do this because obviously this is not going to work. I'm not going to win this one. And so from there, my GPA fell tremendously hard. Was going through depression, like literally gave up on school. I had written up a paper to give to the a letter or a note just because like okay, it's my senior year of high school. I got to accomplish something, right? And so the dean said like, yeah, you can do this and everything else. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I can't play sports, can't do anything really. So I'm at least try this.
Mm.
And so the person that was over the graduation, they were like, yeah, you wrote a great speech and everything else, like, but it's not good enough for it to be read during graduation. I'm like, then what was the point of me being told to do this if I can't do it anyways? Like, I
Yeah.
didn't ask to be here. I didn't even want to be here. Like, this is like the one thing that I wanted to do to kind of at least give me something to look forward to as far as graduating goes. And you're telling me that I can't do it? I'm like, no. They're like, yeah, it's good enough to put it online. I'm like, for what? And so from that point, like I literally gave up on school completely.
Mhm.
Gave up on school. And so I was taking night classes because I needed that class in order for me to actually graduate.
Yeah.
And so got into like some arguments with classmates, like getting ready to fight them. Like it didn't care who they were. Like I was just very, very angry. And when it came time for like graduation and whatnot, even though like I bombed like 90% of my classes, bombed 90% of them, I was still able to walk. But
Okay.
again, my night class was my one saving grace.
Mm.
And so you needed a 2.0 to at least walk. And my GPA was at a 1.5. And so again, with that point five, that would have put me there. And so
Mm.
my mom, my grandma got mad. They're like, you didn't graduate, da 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 da. I'm like, no, like I had a night class that I was taking that would have gave me a 2.0. I should have graduated. I should be walking. And so they're like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Da da da. It's like, no, let's go talk to the dean. So we went to talk to the dean. And so the dean was like, well, you didn't graduate because it was like, no, I had a night class y'all told me I had to take.
Mm-hmm.
I passed that class with an 8. That gave me enough to be able to walk. And so he goes back into my finals and everything else. He saw all my grades and he saw the one night class and he was like, oh my God. He was like, you're right. And my mom and grandma at the time, they're like, wait, what? He was like, no, he's right. There was a night class that he was supposed to be taking. He did pass that night class with an 8. And again, I'm fuming right now. He
Yeah.
was like, well, I'm sorry. He was like, we did that to you guys and everything else. My mom and grandma, like, we're apologizing and everything else. I'm like, no, just give me my diploma. Like, I don't even want to be here right now. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be back in Grand Rapids. I didn't ask to be in this stupid school in the first place. I didn't want to graduate from here. Like, no, my graduating class is up in Grand Rapids. My diploma should have been coming from Grand Rapids. Why am I here? I don't know. This adds more fuel to the fire. I'm like, no, just give me my diploma. I don't want to walk with no other grade. Like, no, you robbed me of one thing. You're not going to rob me of something else. And so he was like, oh, he was like, okay. He was like, you don't want, like, no, just give me my diploma. If this is the only thing I got in this world to show for that I actually did something, all right, give me my diploma. That's all
Mm-hmm.
I want. I want
Yeah.
my diploma. I want it here. I want it now. Y'all can figure out what y'all want to do because what y'all did was foul.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
really didn't have nothing to say about it. And I left. I stormed out. Man, my mom and my grandma, they were like, calling me. They're like, come back, come back. We're sorry. We're like, I'm like, no. Like, you doubted me from the very moment the grades came out. You doubted
Mm-hmm.
me. And so I'm like, no, like I'm done. I'm through. Because mind you, this is also the same year my oldest son was born too, as well.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things like I want to see my kid. I want to leave this place. I don't want to come back. I don't ever want to come back. And so that
Was your
moment, it taught
kid
me like no
in
matter
Grand
what kind of
Rapids?
adversity you face,
Sorry for
huh?
interrupting. Was your kid born in Grand Rapids or in Kalamazoo?
Yep. No, he was born in Grand Rapids.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
He was born in Grand Rapids,
Yeah.
and yep, yep. I remember getting a phone call, and yeah, I remember getting a phone call of my mother, my soon-to-be mother-in-law, was like, "Yeah, Zip's about to have the baby and everything else."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Okay, I'll be up there." Like, told my grandma, like, "Hey, grandma, you mind driving me up to Grand Rapids and everything else?" And so I stayed there for like a couple days. Was the 15th I stayed up there. 16th, that's when he was born, so I stayed up there for a little bit. And then the 17th, I came back to Kalamazoo and finished up my schoolwork. But like I was saying before, like that one defining moment, it was like no matter what adversity you face, no matter what you go through, still push through.
Mm-hmm.
Still push through and do your absolute best. Do your absolute best. And I even told my oldest the same conversation, like, dude, I'm like, you're at a good spot right now where you can walk, you can graduate and everything else. And, as long as you get your diploma, can't nobody tell you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, really? I'm like, dude, yeah, just get your diploma. Get your diploma. And then wherever else you feel like you want to go, you do that. But at the very least, make sure you get that paper in your hand. At the very least.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there that's listening, use your adversities and your tragedies to help you to push you to the next level. As you guys probably heard from us when we were talking to the TMC, we've always
Mm.
said it like this: you're gonna do anything, do it scared, and see it through.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, yeah, man, like once again, like hats off to you because it just like everything was just crashing down. You were living with your dad in Grand Rapids, life was great. Um
Yeah,
you had great grades. Your oldest was about to be born. And then because of a court order, you had to go live with your mom. Like 45 minutes away is far, even if like you had a car, but it's still like a distance, especially for like a high schooler.
Hmm.
And with like you're about to graduate, like you couldn't even
Yeah,
finish. And like you weren't 18 yet, because if you were 18, you could kind of do whatever you
yeah.
wanted to do. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, like I was saying before, like when I got the news, like this was like I want to say like August, September. So school started in about August time frame.
Mhm.
And um like I said, school literally had just started. And I was like, within the next couple of months, I'll be turning 18 and I'll be getting my driver's license. I was born in November. So, like 3 months away, I could go get my driver's license, take my road test, and I would have been fully licensed.
Mhm.
And and so my friend, what we decided to do was we skipped school that day. Like we skipped school and we went out for breakfast. And my brother, he's like, dude, I know you've been looking for a job and everything else. He said, I'm gonna treat you. I'm like, dude, like, I'm trying. Like, nobody wants to hire me. Nobody wants to do this at the third, but I'm keep putting in applications, keep putting in applications, keep putting in applications.
Mhm.
And so, like, for us to hang out, one more time before that big move, it meant everything. It meant everything. Mind you, um, the one popular guy, we became good friends.
Mhm.
We became very good friends. And so we were also friends with his cousin and whatnot. So like the four of us, we all just again we ditched school, went out for breakfast, and we had a good time. We had a really good time that day.
Mhm. Okay. Can you think of a relationship that really defined you? It could be a mentor, an ex, a former coworker, or current coworker.
Yes, I do. It was actually a teacher. It
Okay.
was actually a teacher. I could name drop this one. His name was Mr. Branson, and
Okay.
he was my seventh grade U.S. history teacher for honors. And then when I got into high school, he was um he was my honors world history teacher, and he was also like my advisory teacher as well.
Okay.
And so he played a huge role in my life. Like, yeah, he always made passes. Like, he said, yeah, I'm gonna talk to your mom, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna get your mom's number. I'm like, dude, chill out. He said, what are you talking about? He was like, I'm talking about your grades. Like, no, you're not. Like, you want to take her out. Like, I already know what you about. You want to take her out. You seen what she looks like and everything else. And you think she's like the finest thing on the planet Earth. Like, you ain't right. He was like, what? He's like, you mad I'm trying to shoot my shot? Like, absolutely. Leave my mama alone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Leave my mother alone. But he was very cool. Like he taught us about financial literacy and what it would look like if you were to put your money in a Roth IRA at at that point in time, like ninth, 10th grade and everything
Mm.
else. He was like, he was saying with my kids, he's like, they already have Roth IRAs and 401ks. Like they already got that. They're like, by the time they turn 18, they'll be millionaires. And if they decide they want to pull that money out to go for college, it's there. They can go to college for free. Go to college for free. He said, now for you guys, if that's something that you guys want to do, let's say you want to retire at the age of 36, like if you do this and you follow these simple rules, like yes, you would have more money than what you would account. And even
Mhm.
then, if you decide to keep it in there until you retire at 60, you'll be well off. You'll be well, you know? And and he was just really, really cool. My
Yeah, that's
eighth
what's
grade
up.
teacher, his name is Mr. Tomlinson, he was another one. And he pulled me, my brother, and again, the one popular guy who I didn't like, but it grew to like. He took the three of us out to dinner. He was like, listen, look, he was like, the three of you guys, he was like, you guys are really smart, phenomenal young men. He was like, the thing is, because of the fact that you guys are in a situation where one or two things could happen. Either grow up and do something great, or two, you can grow up and just be something bad.
Mm.
And he was like, because of the fact that you guys have already voiced that you don't want to walk across the stage for your graduation, he was like, no, I want you guys to do it. He was like, do it for yourselves. If you can't do it for nobody else, do it for yourself. We're like, we don't want to. He was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you want or not. The only thing that matters is the fact you.
Mm.
That's it. It just proves to yourself that you know, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna cheer you guys on and everything else. Like, but you owe it to yourselves. You're like, I understand that the hardships that the three of you guys are going through, especially you two. Talk about me and my brother. He was like, yeah, like, do it for yourselves. Do it for yourselves. If your family won't show up, that's fine. He was like, I'll be there when they'll call your name. I'll cheer for you guys and everything else. And I'm like, you know what? All right, eighth grade, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
But those two in particular, like, yes, they were very inspirational. Even my sixth grade teacher was very inspirational. He was actually the first person that taught me and my brother how to drive. So,
Really? Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, every so often, he would take a couple students up to this place called Baldwin, Michigan,
Hmm.
and they have some of the best homemade ice cream on this side of the Mississippi River. Okay.
Okay.
And he pulled over one day. So as we're going up, he pulled, and he said, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take turns driving. Like, you're gonna put the car really doing it. He's like, yeah, why not?
Mm.
He's like, you guys are young, you guys are black, and everything else, and more than likely, you probably won't be able to go to driver's training because it's gonna cost too much. Like, but you know, at least you'll get to drive in my car. And mind you, we're on a road where the speed limit is 55 miles an hour.
Oh.
And so at
Well.
at six, yes, sixth, seventh graders, yeah, we're driving on the road going 55 miles an hour in a car going to Baldwin, Michigan. And we're like, this doesn't happen too often, but
No.
we're doing it. And yeah, like, yeah, behind the wheel driving.
At
Like,
like 12,
all right,
13?
like, this may not be the weirdest thing ever, but sure. Why not? Yep, yep. 12, 13.
That
But
is
it was fun though. We got there
insane.
safe.
Yeah, right? Man, I hope there wasn't like too many cars on the road.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was like a quiet drive at the least.
There was cars on the road. There was cars on the road. We weren't the only ones on the road. No, we were driving, and people went around and kind of looked at us real funny. We kind of waved, and we just kept on going. It's like he said, "Don't worry about the other drivers and everything else." He's like, "I just want you guys to get the feel behind being the wheel and everything else." We're like, "All right, whatever, sir. If you say so, cool."
Mm.
But yeah, like, those three teachers in my life were very inspirational, very helpful to help me to become who I am today.
Okay. All right, nice. That's what's up. That's funny. That's crazy. Like the yeah, I bet
Oh
that's awesome though. Like I can't even fault it. Like
yeah.
'cause there was like a moment where my dad wanted to teach me how to drive when I was like that age, like 11, 12, cuz I was very tall. Um I was probably
Hmm.
like I don't know, like 5'2", 5'3" at that time. So I was the size of adults, so I could definitely have driven a car. But I never
Right.
did. Like not until like I was, getting my learner's permit at 15. That's crazy. That's interesting though. Um, so you kind of touched on this,
Oh yeah.
but did you ever get cheated on? Because it seems like you cheated on people.
Oh yeah. And oh yeah. And I have.
Mm.
And just, I've been cheated on. I've cheated, and it was one of those things where it was like, okay, so this is life. This is what we're going through. This is what we're going to be dealing with. Like,
Yeah.
okay, um, and that's why I made the joke like you have to keep up your on your lies because the moment you get caught and whatnot, it's going to be a wrap. But I think it did open my eyes to some other things.
Mhm.
And it was kind of like one of those things where it wasn't super cringy, but at the same time, it was like, okay, maybe there's more to a lot of this than anything else, right? So,
Mhm.
my girlfriend back in 10th grade, I want to say, either
Okay.
ninth or 10th grade, like I found out that she cheated on me.
Mm.
I'm like, whatever. They're like, you're not mad? No. Why should I be? Like, it is what it is,
Mhm.
and then, days later, I found out that they were dating too. And I'm like, okay, I wish them the best of luck. At this point, I really don't care. Really don't care.
Mhm.
And it just kind of like taught me a valuable lesson of what comes around goes around. And if you're not ready to deal with it again, uh-huh.
Yeah, the audio cut out for a while.
No, I was saying it was a fun experience. And even then, like, I remember talking to my therapist about it. And he was like, yeah, he was like, dude, he was like, a lot of this stuff was because you suppressed yourself to you. He was like, and even then, like, you knew things were bad. You did them anyways. He said, because that excites you. And he was like, he's like, that's like a normal quote unquote thing to do, especially with people that has a childhood similar to yours. Like, it's you do it anyways because the actually excites you.
Mhm.
And you're like, and even then, like, if you could get away with it and continue to go along with it, it's like it really doesn't. I'm like, well, this is a good thing while you're a therapist because I would have never thought about that in a million years. He's like, dude, he's like, think about it. It's like out of all the times you've cheated and all the times you've been cheated on, it's like, at what point in time did you not think it was not a bad idea? Only when I got caught, but during the time, it was like my point exactly.
Mm.
It was like you only kind of had your regrets when you got caught. He's like, but when you're in the midst of it, he was like, you were probably living your best life. Or so you
Mm.
thought I was living my best life. It was like, you're like, dude, I get it. I get it. You've been suppressed for so long. And you were that you weren't going to be enough, all this other stuff, and to the point where it came out in a negative way. But he was like, but you never really actually had a chance to actually process it and to deal with it in a way where it was healthy.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, makes sense. Perfect sense.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Kudos to my therapist.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Cuz from what you were telling me from how you were growing up, like, you were called ugly a lot, so like the having like, suing sex, I don't know. Like if you're cheating on, people, then that means you were kind of like it was confirmation that you weren't ugly. If I'm understanding correctly.
Correct. Nope, you're correct. You're
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep, you're correct.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
And
sense.
and I don't want to say to it because I know a lot of people's like, well, that's not good and everything else. Like, well, for me, it kind of revealed who I was as a
Mm.
person, as an individual, and like I said before, it brought out the ugly in me,
Yeah.
but it made me realize like the ugliness within me is still a part of me. I still have to embrace it if I want to change.
Yeah, exactly. You can't change something that you can't acknowledge. Did you have a negative, impactful moment that changed you for the better?
Actually, yes. Actually,
Okay.
yes. I want to say like the same time last year. Same time
Okay.
last year. I'll probably, yeah. I'll be very transparent with this one. Very transparent with this one. So you remember when you were asking like how people have time to cheat and all this other good fun stuff and
Yeah.
so forth and so forth. Yeah, so this same year time frame, about a year, 2 years ago, like, yeah, that was me.
Oh.
Uh huh.
Oh my.
Yeah. Again, being very open, very honest, very transparent. I know, right? I know. So
Sir, you
this
have
is
three
the
kids and you are very involved.
yes, yes,
Oh my god.
yes, yes,
That's when
yes.
we were
So
doing like the melanated council like weekly for certain.
yes,
Okay, I'm gonna let you
yes.
talk. I'm gonna let you talk.
So like again, this was pretty much like me not being where I wanted to be mentally wise. This was also the same time where it's like there was just a lot of things in my life that was happening that was pretty much crashing all in, all at once,
Mm.
happening all and just feeling frustrated, angry, um, didn't know where to go, didn't know what to do. And so I stepped out. And it was one of those things where it's like, and again, I knew it was wrong, but I did it
Mm.
anyways because it excited me.
Mm. Yeah.
And so it really did put things for me into very much perspective because there was a lot of closure on my end that I didn't close properly, if that makes sense.
Mm.
And so, because of the fact I didn't close properly, like it caused me to downward spiral, basically to the point where I was literally about to sign papers.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so that for me was probably like a negative mark where I'm like, okay, I've worked way too hard. I invested way too much and I've done way too much good to have this negative thing tear me and my family and everybody connected to us apart.
Mhm.
And it was one of those things where like, dude, I got to get it together. Like I have to. Like I absolutely have to. Like I have to get to the root of everything about me.
Mhm.
Henceforth, like I said, when talking to my therapist, he was like, "Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in your childhood that you didn't necessarily heal from. There's a lot
Mhm.
of stuff in your trauma. There was a lot of stuff in your childhood that even though you didn't recognize as trauma, it was trauma.
Mm.
And because of the fact you chose to act out a lot of those things in a more so negative space and whatnot, he was like, this is where we're at. And so he was like, do you want things to be better? Yes. Do you want um, your marriage to flourish? Yes. Like I do. Like I love this woman. Like I will go to war with her and for her, with her, just because someone crosses family the wrong way. Like, yeah, I will go to jail, I will smile in my mugshot and be perfectly content knowing that, hey, it is what it is, right?
Mm.
And so for like months we just really just dealt with me, dealt with a lot of the perceptions I had about me, dealt with a lot of the insecurities that I still held within me that I thought I dealt with, but I didn't deal with. And
Mm.
so because of the therapy sessions and because of just getting that mental help and just really, 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 truly being open, honest, and transparent, and being very raw. It actually helped me to become better. It helped me
Mm-hmm.
to realize, like, again, I am enough, and I can't allow society to dictate who I am. I can't
Yeah.
allow the things in the past to keep me in the past, especially if I'm really wanting to build this future with my spouse. Like, I have to. I owe it to my kids. I owe it to my family. Ultimately, I owe it to myself because they're looking at me. They're wanting me to do better. And if I want them to do better, I myself have to do better myself. And
Mm-hmm.
so it helped me put a lot of things in perspective. It helped me to put things in proper place. And I could say, like, honestly, because of what happened, my marriage is a lot stronger than what it
Oh,
was.
okay.
And we're in a space where, like, when I'd say we talk about everything, literally we talk about everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, the yucky, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been helpful. It's been very, very, very helpful. So yes, again, it was me. Like, yeah, I made time, found time, even though, again, knew it was wrong, still did it anyways. And it
Mm-hmm.
almost cost me. So again, there's folks in the world. Oh yeah, there's folks in the world that got full families. And
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
oh, like, how? But kudos to them.
Not really.
For real, kudos to them. Like, I don't know how you. I don't know. Either you make a lot of money or you make a lot of money because, mm-mm, I couldn't. Mm-mm.
Can I ask you something? Was this like a one-time thing, or was this like a kind of like a relationship with the other person?
It was a one time thing, and coincidentally, I wasn't even expecting it to happen. Like, that's how crazy and weird it all came to be. Like,
Mm.
I'm thinking, like, I'm not gonna see this person. Like, this person is not gonna respond. Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
Did you meet them
But it
online?
happened. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah. Like, and even then, I'm like, wait, I'm actually Bill. Like, this is actually happening. Like, yeah, we should meet up. Like, okay, I don't know how we're gonna make this happen, but okay, I found the way, and it happened. There was a one time thing, but even then, like, she was saying, like, she's like, I actually enjoyed myself. I want you to come back again. I'm like, no, can't
Yeah.
do it. No, 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 no. Can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it. Like,
Yeah. There's no orgasm good enough to ruin a family. To just
no,
blow up your life
absolutely
for
not.
no. No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
A- Absolutely. And you know what? I'm gonna say this too because this is hilarious. Like, it wasn't really all that good to begin with. Like, let's keep it a buck, okay? Let's keep it a buck. It wasn't all that good to begin with, and it was very awkward, very awkward.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, this is what we're dealing with right now. It's not even enjoyable. It's just like, why?
Yeah.
And even though, like, it wasn't necessarily like regretful, it was just more so like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like,
Mm-hmm.
seriously, what is wrong with you? I'm like, self, I really don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know, but it happened. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I know it's not often spoken about when it comes to like when like in a marriage when somebody steps out and then
Hmm.
like the couple rekindles like the married couple rekindles the relationship and it becomes like stronger. I know that that's a thing that happens because the one that stayed forgives and
Hmm.
the one that stepped out fixes their shit.
Yeah.
It's I know it's not like like cheating is a very obviously touchy subject, and like it took me a long time to come to terms with this myself because like
Mhm.
my father treated my mom like crap. Like like he definitely cheated like I'm sure multiple times. Like we know one for certain because of like he had a kid with her. I'm sure even to this day he'd swear up and down that they weren't technically together. I was like, "Sir, you had 5 kids with, my mom." It's like you don't just like say you guys broke up. You're like you guys are like on a break. Like
Right.
no. And it's
Right.
like y'all were like they were definitely like in like their early 30s, like
Mhm.
probably like your age actually, like 33, 30. You're 35, I think. 36, I don't know, anyway.
36.
So yeah. It's like doesn't matter. But like early 30s, like if you were
Mhm.
like had 5 kids and you were 25, it's like okay, because you're 25, so you're an idiot.
Mhm.
But if you're like 33 and it's like, no, no, you guys had a fight. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, you don't just up and leave.
Uh-huh.
Like, you're not like, oh, we're on a break or we broke. No, you guys live together. You guys have, like, what are you talking about?
Yep. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's like a freaking like year-long discussion if y'all are really gonna break up. Like, that's gonna take some time. Anyway,
Yes.
so
Yes.
for
Yes.
5 kids, yeah. So like
Yeah.
it took me a long time to come to terms with like the kid was born, like my half sister was born between me and my brother closest to me in age, which my brother, he's 3 years older than me, and then
Oh.
my half sister is like I think 2 years older than me. I'm not sure, and then I'm like
Okay.
the youngest, like so my parents of course like rekindled and then like had me and then they kind of stayed, but it's not like my dad stopped being shitty. So it was just like, but my mom would always just like keep forgiving all like just like the crap. Like was he cheating? Probably. I don't know. There's no like child proof of a child. So like, of that. But
Uh-huh.
like it's more than likely like yeah, like, and even if he didn't, there's more than enough reasons as to why like they fortunately got divorced finally back in like 20 anyway. It took me a long time to just like really understand like how my mom could forgive that and like look past it and keep moving forward. And it's one of those things where like when you're in your like teens and like early 20s, we're kind of
Mhm.
taught, at least I feel like society kind of teaches us like cheating is the worst thing possible that you can do. Like it's definitely up there, like it's bad, like don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but it's like there are definitely worse things, and like there's definitely a like there's like levels to it. If you guys were like just 6 months into a relationship and and like somebody cheats and that relationship's probably more than likely over. If you're like 6 years into a relationship and somebody cheats, it's like it's probably not going to be over. Like there's going to be long conversations, a lot of like
Mhm.
rekindling and like a lot of
Mhm.
things that because
Mhm.
you've like built a life together, you built a relationship. It's like suddenly sex becomes a lot less important. Um
Yes.
it's not like the defining thing that keeps, people together. When you're younger, that's what it kind of seems like.
Mhm.
But when you get older, it's like, no, like it's like we have this mortgage together. Like we got his parents are my parents, they're my in-laws. Like we have kids together. Like it's it's so much like it's just much more different.
Yes.
And as I got older, like I started to like really realize like okay, I understand why like Will and Jada famously, at least I believe so. I don't know if they've gotten divorced. I'm pretty sure that they're still together. There's always rumors that they've divorced. I don't follow them, but people were saying like we're like, calling Will all sorts of names because it's like, stereotypically like the man cheats on the wife and like it's just like, oh, whatever, men, blah blah blah, that's what they do. And it's like even in like have you seen Insecure, the show?
I've heard about it. I have not watched it yet, but
Ah, man.
you've mentioned
It,
it numerous times. I'm like, you know what? I gotta watch it.
yeah, I think it's on Netflix now. If
Okay.
it's still there. Yeah, so definitely watch it. It's just a phenomenal like perfect series from beginning to end, like flawless. Since this happens in the first season, I don't know if like I won't really call this like a spoiler, but we're already kind of like on the topic. But like the main character and like their partner have been living together and like in a relationship for like 5 years, very long time, and then one of them cheats on their partner, keeps it a secret, eventually finds out, and completely blows up, and then like they break up. It's very rocky, like the breakup, and then like they officially break up, and then season 2, it's like the main character going through just being single after being in a relationship for a really long time and just looking for sex, nothing serious. And then it's just like pretty much the whole show is just like this character just kind of climbing and becoming who they are, not necessarily because of the breakup, but I would say like the breakup was a massive catalyst as to why this character grows. So it's a very great series, and it really does help put things into perspective of like, especially when it comes to cheating. My sister I remember one time I was watching Insecure with her, and she was just like, it's like they should just like get back together. Like he should just like forgive her, and then just keep it moving. Like what's the big deal? And like, granted, like my sister has been married for like well over 20 years. Have like 3 children, 2 of them are adults. So like, but like it was just kind of like fun to see, because it's like, like it just doesn't really seem like a reason to like, it's a very understandable reason to be upset, but it's not a reason to like blow up your life.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like even then, like growing up, living with my dad and my stepmom, like I know for a fact they cheated on each other. Like I know this for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like there'd be times where my stepmom would say, hey, I'm going to the store and everything else. And we're thinking, okay, cool, great. But she's in silk pajamas going to the store. Okay, whatever. You do what you do and everything else. And so she comes back and we're like, did you get the groceries? Oh, no, I didn't get any groceries. I'm like, but you said that you were going to the store. Like, okay, I'm not dumb. I know what's going on. Like, all right, cool. I ain't saying nothing about it. Y'all two do what y'all do best. Like, whatever. And it came about that the woman my dad was cheating on my stepmom with, he messed around and bought her a car. I was turning 16 when I found this out. Like, no lie, I was turning 16. Mind you, hold on. Mind you, turn 16, taking driver's training and everything else. He wouldn't buy me a car. And she was like, how does that make you feel? He bought a woman a whole entire car that he's messing around with, and he's telling you that you got to go to work and pay him, X amount of dollars to get a car for yourself. Like, kind of feels kind of crappy.
Yeah, and it does.
And mind you, it was my good friend's mom.
Oh my
god. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like you said earlier, like everybody knows each other.
Yeah. Like, and even then, like we've walked to school together and everything else, and her mom was not a bad looking woman. She was not.
Okay.
Not. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, but out of all people, why her?
Right.
Out of all people, could have been somebody totally different, but why her? And whatnot. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. But yeah, she found out and everything else, and she was like, do you know your dad and my mom, they're seeing each other? Like, wait, what? She was like, yeah. Like, it was just very weird. I'm like, I'm not saying nothing unless you say something. She's like, nope.
Right.
I'm not saying a word. Like, hey, no harm, no foul, because that will be very, very, very weird. Very weird. So,
Yeah, that's awkward. I see why you're in therapy. Okay.
Right. Life of an awkward kid. Yes.
Yeah, that is that is like insane. I do want to ask, are there what are some incel adjacent things that people tend to overlook? I guess like outskirts of like red pill manosphere type stuff.
Um. Well, well, actually, hold on. I got one for y'all. I got one. So I've been looking at this and been doing a bunch of research and trying to figure out what incel is because I have no idea.
Fair.
But but looking back on a lot of things, I would say a lot of the people that follow Trump. Okay, so go into Merriam-Webster's dictionary and reading what incel is, and actually like okay, so it's not the Kevin Samuels people, but even though we know they're bad, it's not the
Mm,
fresh and fit people, we know they're bad. It's not the women on the other side of the coin who are like the exact opposite of fresh and fit, but still have that same kind of a mindset. Like
mm.
get that, but honestly I would actually say the people that actually support Trump. And here's my reason why.
Okay.
Like, understanding that, yes, voluntary celibate because they feel as though nobody wants to sleep with them. Well, no, duh. You following a con artist. Like, come on now. A con artist who has several failed businesses, who had a failed college, who has mad charges racked up against him, who has said some very racist, narcissistic, homophobic kind of mess, and you think it's okay to do that? Like, no, it's never okay. No, it's never okay to make fun of somebody that is disabled. No, it's never okay. It's not okay. But to go along and say that it's okay, yeah, no, them, all of them, all the folks that follow Trump, yep, all of them, white, black,
That's fair.
Hispanic, all of them, they all fall in that category. They all follow it, and it baffles me, like for real, it baffles me that they believe he could do no wrong, but like no, he has a whole rap sheet he's done wrong, like when are we going to like call this man out for whom he is? Like he's
Mhm.
a legit con artist, and he done con most of America,
I
and
know.
into probably the biggest, greatest lie ever told in modern day history, and it's crazy. Oh, it's
Mhm.
so crazy, so
Mhm.
crazy. Henceforth, the reason why if y'all don't if you guys are ever on X and for whatever reason you don't necessarily see me there, it's because of that fact of the matter. Like, oh, X is not the place to be. It never was. I'm not even gonna call it X. Twitter was not the place to be. Sorry, but not sorry. No, it's not. However, um, I find peace over in Blue Sky, but I even find more comfort in the subcategory of Black Sky. If y'all don't know what
Mm,
Black Sky is, check it out. It's
mhm.
hilarious.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I live for Black Sky. Yes. Yes. But like I find peace, I find comfort. I actually find people are talking about real stuff, reposting real things, and it's very relevant. You know, you don't get a. I mean, granted, you got some of the weirdness that happened. Like, all right, we gonna
Mhm.
leave it alone. It's black people being black people. If you don't know
Right.
what I mean, be around some black folks. You'll find out soon enough. Black folks being black folks. Don't care where they're at. They're gonna be black. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, but they're being authentically themselves. So it's like, okay, we get you. We got it. We understand. Them other folks, nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't know. I don't even call it a red pill. It has to be like a purple pill. It gotta be. It has to be. Or whatever you make red and black with, whatever color that is, that's the pill that they take. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fair. That's a good answer. Yeah, that I never like. It's like I definitely understand the connection of people who like are incel and voted for Trump because it's just like at the end of the day they just want to control people, control women specifically, and then live
Hmm.
in a society that can never exist
Hmm.
and never really did exist because they look at the past with rose-colored glasses, and I'm like, yeah, that was because women didn't have any freedoms or rights. So if you're saying that the only way you can get a woman is if they are forced to be with you, that says a
Hmm.
lot more about you than it
Yes.
does
Oh,
about the past.
yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Like a l- and this is why I tell like a lot of the teenagers, like, y'all need to pay attention. Y'all need to wake up because a lot of the stuff that has happened is going to affect you by the time you guys become 18 and adults.
Hmm.
Like, if you're not careful and if you are not aware of what is happening in the political spectrum, if you're not aware of what's happening in society as it is, you are going to get swallowed up, chewed up, spit out, stomped on. The cycle's going to happen over and over again until you come to grips with, like, you know what, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. So, like, you have to be careful, you have to pay attention, and you have to realize that a lot of the laws that are happening is for a reason. It's
Hmm.
being set up to the point where, again, it's going to almost be as if nobody has rights unless you are the color of this thing right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like,
rich.
wait. There we go.
Yeah.
You gotta be that color. You
Yeah.
know, maybe you might get away if you're like this color. You know, of my shirt, you might get away with it. You might, but not far. Not
No.
far.
No.
No,
No.
no. But
I always like talk to my boyfriend about stuff like that when it comes to, I guess, like society, like capitalism,
mhm,
patriarchy, and things like that, where it's like we're all in the ocean, trying. Some people have like just like their head above water, they're surviving. Some people are like in a canoe, and the person in the canoe thinks that they're doing so much better than the person in, with their head above water, or like we're trying to help, like, they're trying to help those people. And then there's just like somebody in a yacht. At the end of the day, we all need to be out of the ocean. We need to be back on land. Like, we are not water people. Like we're not fish. Like, we shouldn't be just in the ocean. But we're like looking
correct,
towards like the yacht, and the mega yacht is like the place that we need to be, when it's like, no, we need to just be on land. Like,
correct.
like we need to be
I agree with you
solidly
100%.
on land.
I agree with you because I can't swim. Call it a spade. Like, I could swim a little bit to save myself. I can't swim to save nobody else. Like, you on your own. But even
Yeah.
then, some days I feel as though I'm the person that's not even above water. I'm underneath the water, and I'm like, why? As I'm trying
Mm,
to swim underneath the water, knowing that my lungs are going to burst at any moment, knowing, yes, I have to break the surface of the water to breathe, but
right.
I don't want to because I'd rather be in the middle of the ocean swimming. It's not
Mm,
going to work.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Like, all of us need to just be solidly on land,
Yes.
and we don't even realize like just how close to drowning we are, if not we already are.
Yep.
Yeah. How did you meet your wife?
Really, I actually met her in middle school. I actually
Oh,
met her in
okay.
middle school. Yes,
Okay.
and she was one of the girls that was taller than me. Okay, I was
Okay.
short. I was the short, awkward kid. My friend, we played football together and anything else. Like, I've always saw her in the lunchroom. I'm kind of like, who is this weird, tall, awkward looking, light skinned chick? Like, she's just there. It's just awkward, okay? And so we made, and I'm like, okay, so this is your girlfriend. He was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I see you a lot. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I see you a lot in the lunchroom. Like, you always hang around my ex and my other weird classmate. She's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, she probably dated mostly everybody in this school building at one point in time. And not to mention the other middle schools scattered throughout Grand Rapids as well. So,
Mhm.
yeah, like,
Okay.
you might want to be careful about that. Oh, okay. So, um, met her in middle school, got into high school, mind you, had my little glow up, whatnot,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
she comes in awkward again, awkward. She's wearing like a pink puffy tutu type skirt. I almost want to say like black stockings, and the shirt was just kind of out of place, and she just looks out of place. I'm like, you know, nah, no, not exactly, no, absolutely not.
She
And
was
a lot of
trying
people
something. I respect the confidence. I respect the
like
confidence.
but again, growing up in Grand Rapids, it's like it's one thing to be confident and to be in your own right. It's another thing when you have people kind of scratch their head. That's like, you know, maybe not the wisest choice of colors and clothing items to wear at a predominantly all black fashion forward school. You might be
Mhm.
okay at Central or one of the other, high schools in the city, but here, nah. Like this is like the blackest of the blackest school you could possibly get to. And nah, no, no. So the next day she comes in and she's wearing normal clothes. Okay, now we really see who you really are. I got you. She had my honors history class and she was also my algebra class. And
Okay.
again, in high school, mind you, in honors classes it is anyways, I was teaching the math class because the answer in the book was correct. I got the right answer, but the way how the book wanted the answer to be done, it confused a whole lot of people. So I'm like,
Mhm.
you know, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, went to the whiteboard and I explained to the class how I got it. Everybody tried it like, oh, that makes a whole lot of sense. Me and the math teacher, we were going heads, like we were bumping
Mhm.
heads for real. But I think he might have been drunk. But that's a different story, okay?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Different story. So she said, hey, can you come over here and help me with my math problem and everything else? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I kind of like was leaning over her shoulder and was kind of like walking her through how to do
Mhm.
the math problem. And she said, oh, okay, thank you. Great. I got it now. All right, cool, great. If you need any help, come find me. So she comes over and she leans over my desk. And like everybody's kind of looking like, yo, what is she doing? Right? I'm thinking nothing about it. And so my
Mhm.
friends at my table, they're like, Ron, like, did you not see what she did? No, I was helping her with a math problem. They're like, dude, no, she bent over you like at a perfect 90-degree angle where you can see everything. You missed that? I was helping her with her math homework. Like, I'm not registering nothing, okay? None of
Mhm.
it. Not registering. And so they're like, dude, like, she likes you, like, for real, for real. And we're talking, like, loud enough where we can hear each other, but nobody else. But everybody else was kind of picking up on it. And
Mhm.
so I'm like, she don't like me for real. Like, nah, not even.
Yeah. Yeah.
So months go by and everything else. And so she kind of approached me. She said, hey, listen, I like you. And I think you're
So they were.
smart. I
Yeah.
think you're and everything else. And so she was like, do you think me you could date? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Like,
Hmm.
I have to think about that because you're not necessarily on my radar. You're not. Like, you're not. But the one popular girl in middle school and her friend, they came up to me. They're like, "Hey, we see that she's trying to talk to you and everything else. You got it." They're like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, so it came to the point she got suspended for fighting. She came back, and I'm like, "Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna give us a week as far as us dating. If it works out, cool, great. If not, we tried it, right?"
Okay, yeah.
the popular girl found the popular girl found out, and so she came over. She said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. Like, I've known him for some years. He's a cool guy. He's a sweet guy. If you ever do anything to break his heart, I will fight you."
Mhm.
Mind you, this is from one of the popular girls said that from back in the middle school, who just so happened to witness my little glow up. And she said,
Yeah.
"I will literally fight you because of him. Like, this is probably the one guy you don't want to break heart. Like, no. He's very
Oh
sweet,
wow.
very smart, and anything else." And so she kind of like, okay. And so now, like, news is spreading, and even then, I got to go back a little bit because before she got suspended, like, her and her boyfriend at the time was having issues, and his class was next door to our class. So one day she comes into the classroom and she sits on my lap as he's walking by the door, and
Mm.
everybody's like, "Hey, yo, like, are y'all dating?" No. Why is she
Mhm.
sitting on your lap like that? I don't know. She just sat down on my lap. Like, what else you want me to do? You want me to push her off or anything else?
Right, yeah.
Like, she's comfortable. Not knowing, she was saying, "No, this is my man and this is who I want, and can't nobody say nothing about it because if y'all do, we gonna have some issues." All right,
Oh.
cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So met her in high school. We broke up. We got back together. I want to say my junior year of high school. We got back together,
Mhm.
and I had told her back in ninth grade, I was like, "You know what? One day I'm going to marry you." This is like we were like 4 or 5 months into us being boyfriend and girlfriend and everything else.
Oh,
I
okay.
said a week. I said a week, but 4 or 5 months later, I'm like, one of these days I'm going to marry you. And she's like, "Yeah, whatever, whatever," and everything else.
Yeah.
And so that year, so 2006, the Christmas 2006, I proposed. 2008, we got married.
Mhm.
Funny story behind that. So remember again the one popular girl who said that if you mess up and
Right.
break his heart and everything else, I'll fight and everything else. We've
Yeah.
ran into each other like two other times since then. The one time she ran into me, I was working at a gas station third shift, and she
Mhm.
was coming in. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? Like, it's been a long time." She said, "I know." She was like, smiling and everything else. I'm like, and she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's been a while." So we kind of talked like, so, well, I'm about to get married soon. And she was like, "To who?" And I told her who. She's like, "Oh, really?"
Mhm.
I'm like, "Yeah." "Yes. Are you trying to tell me something that I need to know before I actually dive into this? Because it will be great if you told me now. So at
Mhm.
least I have something to kind of possibly think about before I spend the rest of my life with this person.
Right, right.
So either you speak up now or forever hold your peace."
Mhm.
And she just kind of sat there. She kind of looked at me. She's like, "For real?" I'm like, "For real. Like, do you like me or something? Like, what is it?"
Right, yeah.
And like in that moment of time, it felt as though she wanted to say something, but she really couldn't fix her mouth to say anything. And she's like, "I'm happy for you. Like,
Mhm.
I'm extremely happy for you. Like, you know, I think you guys would do well with each other." It's like, "But in the event things go south, let me know." Okay. I don't know what that means, but if I'm reading in between the lines, I kind of know what you're saying without saying, and I was giving you a chance to say what you wanted to say without saying. But I get it. I'm smart
Mhm.
enough. I'm
Yeah.
hip enough. All right, I got it. We're friends on Facebook. Like, even though I have a Facebook account, I'm not on Facebook like that. But we
Mhm.
run into each other. We talk. We say hi and all this other good stuff. We're cordial. And so, um, It's really been a it's been a journey. I will say that much. It's been a journey, and I'm glad I found my person, despite of the highs and the lows we both experienced together and everything
Mm.
else. There's been some things where, like, honestly, I could say, like some time ago, like for real, because of certain situations that happened. Like, we're just thankful enough that we were able to work through a lot of the problematic stuff
Mm-hmm.
and to really, like, show our kids, like, it doesn't matter how far down the rabbit hole you get, just as long as you are able to climb out that rabbit hole and become better and do better. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters. And even still to this day, it worked out, and I'm glad for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really glad, Ron. Even though I've never met your wife in person, I've seen her like virtually or
Mm-hmm.
like through like StreamYard and everything, and like she just seems really awesome. And
Uh-huh.
we were like she and I would like send each other memes on Instagram
Uh-huh.
yeah, for a little while, and like she always like really appreciated it cuz like sometimes like her job could be like insanely stressful, so I was happy that I could
Mm-hmm.
give her just like a little ray of sunshine. I know she's not too much on Instagram anymore, if I recall correctly. Unless my algorithms are just, I don't know. Instagram could be kind of weird, but I know she's like pretty active on Facebook.
Yes. Yeah, she is very active on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I do mean very active on Facebook. Like,
Mm.
anything
Mm.
else? Yes, sir. Okay. Hold
Oh.
on. All right, kid.
Is that L?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she know. Hi,
Hey.
L.
Hi. Congratulations on graduating.
Thank you.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
And
so great. Ron, we have come to the end, and that was a beautiful way to end it with your son asking for a hug. That's so beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah. D-
Yeah.
do your kids know about like the time that you stepped out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And and even then, like, they were like, especially with my oldest, he was like, man, he was like, this is one crappy way to start off my senior year. I'm like, I get it. I'm like, I messed up. Like, I blame everything on me and anything else. Like, but I'm working to get better. I'm striving to be better. It's like for you guys, like, because I
Mhm.
get it. Growing up in a broken home is not. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And so they've seen the work, they've seen the progress, and they're like, you know what? We appreciate you for at least telling us the truth and
Mm.
you actually sticking to your guns, even though we don't condone what you did. But equally at the same time, we also know that, hey, you make mistakes. If you can make a mistake and bounce back from it and still make things work out, what excuse do we have?
Yeah. And that's really like the best and most you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Parents, especially Caribbean parents, when they try to act like perfect, it just becomes a lot more detrimental to the kid. Or if they
Correct.
try to act like they never, even though like the parent obviously did something wrong, or they try to brush it off like it's no big deal. It's like, yo, just admit your faults. Just admit it. That's all you need. Like,
Correct. Correct.
yeah. So thank you, Ron, for being the change. You, you messed up, you screwed around, and at least you're honest.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, and do right by your wife because she's awesome.
Yeah, well, yes, of course, I got to.
Yes.
I got to. And even then, I tell people, like, look, like, we're like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. If you guys seen that movie in the TV show, like,
Mm.
even though she has decent aim when it comes to, shooting and whatnot, she's better off with a knife. And even then, because of the fact that she knows how to cook very well and she went to school for CNA and all that other good stuff. Like, she
Oh.
might make you your last dinner, and that will be your last dinner that you will ever remember eating. I mean, how else can I spell it out without necessarily spelling it out?
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Well, Ron, we've come to the end.
Oh
It
man.
was. I know. This was so awesome.
Right.
If you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe.
Mm.
Do the content creator social media YouTube things.
Yes.
Ron, do you have anything to promote? Do you have anywhere that people can find you if you feel comfortable sharing?
Yes. So go follow Jermaine, Dr. Jermaine Johnson. He is running for governor of South Carolina. Follow
Yes.
that man.
Yes.
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 Yes. Follow that man. Push that man to governorship because y'all need it down in South Carolina.
Oh,
Y'all need
absolutely.
it. He's a
Yeah,
good man. Yes.
he is.
Um.
He's phenomenal.
Yes. I am on Blue Sky. Think it's at grking88. So that's
Yeah,
pretty much like
I think so, yeah.
that's my PlayStation handle and everything else. That's pretty much, if you guys want to catch me on any social media, that is the place you will find me, is on Blue Sky and anything else. Other than
Yeah.
that, I normally just fly underneath the radar as much as possible.
Fair. I don't blame you because social media has just gotten so bad. Like Blue Sky is like the one of the last just like safe havens, I feel.
Yes.
Because every social media, like Reddit's gotten so bad. I feel like it's even gotten worse. Like every single social media except for Blue Sky, it's like I don't know, there could be a post about a prehistoric frog. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, oh, archaeologists found a prehistoric. It's like, okay, cool. And then like you scroll down 3 things, it's another thing about frogs. Okay, scroll down, another thing about frogs. And I'm like,
Yep.
I'm not like in love with frogs. Like, I just found that one thing interesting.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's just everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But that's social media now for some reasons. Like they don't show you your friends. It's just like you looked at something for 2 seconds and it's like, oh, you are in love with this. It's like you love frogs, clearly.
Sure. Sure. It's better than seeing some other weird stuff. I'll take frogs over anything right now. Absolutely.
That's true. Yeah. That is true, yeah. Yeah. Ron, thank you so much. And yeah, it was great talking to you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me on here. It's been amazing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this is incredible.